going on, Jerome? What's going on, Poppies? Now, your Minnesota Fighting Vikings are 5-1, getting it done, tied for the second best record in the NFC. Now, apparently, allegedly, there's a bunch of other teams around this league. So here are 10 things that we learned about teams other than the Vikings this week. There you go. Thing number 1, Atlanta is plucky. So the Falcons getting it done at home, moving to 3-3 on the season, 28-14 over the Niners, who, I mean, the Niners are 3-3, yes, but it's kind of rough. It's kind of touch and go. And Marcus Mariota, now, there had been clamors for Desmond Ridder, the rookie from Cincinnati, to replace him, but Mariota was efficient, had 3 total touchdowns, 2 passing, and 1 rushing, and played a pretty damn good game. You're starting to see some of the potential that made him the number 2 overall pick back in the day, all that stuff, and they're doing it really without contributions from Drake London. Kyle Pitts finally had his first touchdown of the season. For that, we thank you. Cordero is on IR, so Atlanta's had a lot of injuries, but they are starting to make some hay, and with the Bucks struggling, same thing with the Saints. I mean, maybe, probably not, but maybe. Next up, thing number 2 that we learned, week 6, Bailey Zappi is a thing. So the Patriots went into Cleveland, Bill Belichick revenge game, all that stuff, and put the bang thing on Jabroni Brisket and Kevin Stefanski and the Browns, 38-15. And Zappi, I mean, the whole, hey, we're not going to name Mac Jones our starting quarterback as soon as he gets back. Belichick refuses to do that. It's very Belichickian of him. But Zappi, 309, 2 touchdowns, a 118.4 quarterback rating, played within himself, played a quiet, efficient game. And, of course, he's used to chucking it a lot. He came from Western Kentucky. He broke numerous NCAA passing records. So the fact that he's coming in and it's no big deal, I mean, it's fine. It's an easy guy to root for. And also it is sort of like David versus Goliath. You got Western Kentucky versus Mac Jones of Alabama. It's kind of funny, man. Well, Mac Jones is going to play, except he was just sad because of what happened in Tennessee. Next up, thing number 3 that we learned around the National Football League, JETS, Jets 27, Packers 10, and you just love it. Our guy, Rob Salah getting it done with the Jets. He's got the receipts, all that stuff. Gary V's in the stands celebrating. Sauce Gardner run around with the cheese head on. I love it. I like it. I love it. I want some more of it. Breece Hall, the pride of Iowa State, is an absolute monster. True 3-down back. Quinnen Williams is really panning out on that potential. Made him the number 3 overall pick back in the day coming out of Alabama. Well, hell, maybe Quinnen was just angry about what happened in Tennessee versus Bama. Man, but he got it done. He's a force. He's going to get paid. Sauce Gardner, there's a reason why he was cornerback 1. Just an absolute natural back there. That defense is going to be nasty under Rob Salah's leadership. And, I mean, on a day where Zach Wilson threw for like 6 yards, I mean, the Jets still put up 27. Could have had a pick 6 of Rodgers, except it was, it was just amazing, man. Absolutely loved it. In that same vein, number 4, Packers and Rodgers equal washed. That's right. They're 3-3. What it be? Rodgers had a 17 QBR, took 4 sacks, and he's just been off. And we've been saying it all year where they're blaming the receivers, they're blaming LaFleur, they're blaming everything, but Rodgers simply does not have his fastball anymore. And he's not beating you with his mind, and he's blaming everyone else. He's got piss poor body language, and he's just throwing everyone else under the bus. It's everyone else's fault except for the $50 million man. It's kind of rough, man. But, and as Aaron Jones fantasy guy, I mean, how do you score 10 points at home against the Jets? I understand this ain't your dad's Jets, but you're still at home. And back-to-back weeks, you lost to the Giants and the Jets. And yes, they are better than they were perceived to be at the beginning of the season, but still. Next up, number 5, speaking of the Giants are #good. So they come from behind, win 24-20 over the Ravens, who blew another lead. I mean, is there something about bird mascots? Because the Ravens and the Falcons just blow leads, man. But you got to respect Brian Daboll, man. I saw a meme where Brian Daboll is the best fat guy to happen to New York since Notorious B.I.G., which is pretty funny, man. But, I mean, Jones has been efficient, and he hasn't been a game changer, but he's been efficient, and maybe Daboll's turning him into like a bootleg version of Josh Allen. Saquon's been a hammer. Kayvon Thibodeau has been that dude. There's a reason why he was just that guy up at the top of the draft. Their offensive line's coming together very nicely. They got weapons who aren't household names, but that's fine. And they're building a good program. I really like and respect what Brian Daboll has done with the Giants, getting them to 5-1. Next up, thing number 6. Buffalo and Kansas City need to play weekly. Yes. So Buffalo Bills going. Buffalo Gals, when you come out tonight, they moved to 5-1, going into Arrowhead, the scene of the crime last year in the playoffs. And I mean, Josh Allen, they got it done. And it was a bit of a street fight for a while. Both defenses were bringing it at times, and Josh Allen just came out ahead. Patrick Mahomes made a mistake at the end, throwing that interception. Had the ball, had a chance with a minute and 2 timeouts to go. But Leslie Frazier and that defense, they got things together. Also, just said Jordan Poyer. So doctors wouldn't let him fly because of the pressure changes with his rib injury. So he hired a car service and drove 15 hours to Kansas City and 15 hours back. Man, that's dedication, man. Love it. Next up, thing number 7 that we learned week 6. Burrow loves the state of Louisiana. Now, I just listened to the Ed Ogeron book, and it talked in depth about recruiting Joe Burrow when he was transferring from Ohio State, because Burrow was going to go to Cincinnati, and it would have been interesting to see him and Desmond Ridder compete. But Burrow, he went down to LSU. They really adopted him, and he absolutely loves Louisiana. And same thing with Jamar Chase. But Burrow, 300 yards, 3 touchdowns in the 30-25 win over the Saints. Jamar, $132 and 2 touchdowns. Reminding everyone that he's that dude. And they love Louisiana. They love the Superdome. And that was the easiest Bengals -3 that I've ever picked up. It was really easy. And the Saints play on Thursday night against the Cardinals in a mid-off. We'll see. Next up, number 8. Speaking of which, the Cardinals are frauds, man. So you lose to Seattle 19-9. Now, this would not be as embarrassing if Geno was not the quarterback, but Geno is the quarterback. And even though he's throwing for a lot of yards, I mean, he was contained overall. And actually, more importantly, you had Kyler and Cliff Kingsbury, like 2 supposed offensive gurus, and also you pay Kyler all this money, and you score 9 points against the worst defense in the National Football League. I mean, this is the defense that gave up 45 to the Lions 2 weeks ago. I mean, come on, man. Come on. It's just ridiculous. The Cardinals are 2-4, and they're probably not going to win on Thursday night. Could there be a change? Could there be a change at head coach? Because I think Cliff Kingsbury has been cruising for a bruising for a while, so we'll see. Next up, number 9. Oh, the nuke is back. So maybe. Next up, the Ravens are in trouble. So we talked about the Ravens blowing leads, man, but they lose 24-20 against the Giants, blew a lead, and injuries piling up. Harbaugh's making bad decisions, and I do believe that John Harbaugh is one of the best coaches in the National Football League, but sometimes change in leadership is necessary, and I'm not saying, I'm just saying, right? Is ownership, and Eric DeCosta, are they going to come down to, are we going to side with Lamar or are we going to side with Harbaugh? Who knows? Oh, by the way, the Bucs losing to the Steelers. I mean, Brady freaking out on his offensive line. I got divorced for this. I did not get divorced to lose to Kenny Pickett and Mitchell Trubisky ponder on the road. Well, whatever. Lastly, number 10, thing that we learned. Rush is afraid of the limelight, which is funny if you think about it. So the Cowboys go on the road Sunday Night Football in Philly, and just completely shat the bed. Cooper Rush, 18-38 for a $181, 3 interceptions, a 37.3 quarterback rating. Yes, you have to say you get a 39.6 if you just throw it straight into the ground. So, yeah, the Cooper Rush being undefeated in starts, that's over. And I don't know, like, Philly controlled this game from start to finish. It was 20-3 at halftime. Dallas never really threatened. So it is what it is. I think the Eagles at 6-0 are still the team to beat, even though the Bills look pretty damn good. But you are what your record says you are. Now, the Eagles are getting a touch of the injury bug, so we'll see how that's going to affect them. But as of right now, yeah, I think soon as Dak is 100%, they'll go back to him. So we'll see. But that's it. That's 10-pack of things that we learned week 6 that's not Vikings related. Let us know your thoughts and our thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work, put a little something in the Venmo. But till next time, Skol, production value.